You know something I've learned? Generosity is attractive. It magnetizes you and draws people in. A generous person and a generous business will always grab people's attention. And once you have people's attention, only generosity will leave a lasting impression that will lead to referrals, testimonials, and more importantly, a delightful customer experience. Now, not many people talk about generosity when it comes to business, and I don't know why. I think generosity, in my experience, is a power tool for long term growth. It magnetizes your brand. But a lot of times that might seem vague. So when people ask, what do you mean by generosity in your business? I thought I would map out three specific ways you can apply generosity to your brand, to your business, to everything you do with your customers and your clients. And just before we dive in, know that these aren't tactics, these aren't tricks. This is a worldview or a mindset that you have to be committed to. And if you commit to this mindset and if you apply this generosity mindset in your business in these three ways, I don't know exactly what will happen in your business. I can't predict that, but I can tell you that you will be happier, your customers will be happier. You will build up a ton of goodwill for your brand. And I just believe that the way God designed things is that generosity leads to prosperity. And I don't mean that in a fake way or a manipulative way. I think generosity is what makes the world spin. Kindness, giving, and others focused will always trump being a scarcity minded, self centered, self focused, grabbing onto everything type person or business. So, keep that in mind. This is a broad view that takes a total commitment in your life and business, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the results. So let's dive in to three practical ways you can implement generosity into your business. Application number one is simple. Give a percentage of your profits away. What? Give your money away. Okay, this is crazy. Now, a lot of really wealthy billionaire business owners, the Bill Gateses, the Warren Buffettses, the Jeff Bezoses of the world, have pledged to give away, mass amounts of their fortune, and many of them already have, and that's great. But the problem is we look at gentlemen and women like that and say, okay, billionaires. When I'm a billionaire, I'll give away lots of money and make a big impact in the world, right? Or I'll give away a lot of my business. Or okay, maybe I won't be a billionaire one day, but maybe if I'm a millionaire. Or you know what? Maybe I won't be a millionaire. I'm not really trying to get to that level, but once I'm making six figures in my business and I'm comfortable, then then I can start to give away part of my revenue or my profit. Doesn't work that way. Okay. Human nature says that unless you build the habit in now, it's not going to happen in the future. We know this with diet, we know this with exercise. You have to start habits and you have to start them when they're small for them to be there in the long run. So, if you ever want to be a giver, if you've ever believed in philanthropy or generosity financially, you got to become a giver right now. So, start now, even when you're making just a tiny bit of profit. And the way you do this is you pick a percentage. Okay. My wife and I do this with all of our businesses. At the end of the month, we look at profit, gross profit, before taxes, before we pay ourselves a salary, after expenses. What did we actually take home? What's the actual money that's ours to decide what to do with it, except for taxes, I guess? And we have a percentage that's grown over the years and will hopefully continue to grow as part of our own challenge. But you pick that percentage, and whether it's a good month or a bad month, the percentage is the same, and you give that percentage of your profit away. Who do you give it to? That's completely up to you. But specifically, I would recommend pick one or two charities that you really are passionate about. Don't spread it around to a bunch of different charities. Don't pick one charity one month, one next month. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But I'm a big fan and a big believer in partnering with organizations and having a long term relationship with them. So for my household, we partner with our local church, the church that I go to, that I serve in, that I love. We give to that organization because we believe in the mission and we believe in what they're doing in the world and in our community. And we give to Compassion International, which is an amazing organization that is all about relieving children from poverty all over the world. And it's through a sponsorship program, and we sponsor a whole bunch of kids all over the world. But what I do with business profit is I give big amounts of profit to the organization. I partner with someone in the organization to fund specific initiatives that they have, whether it's in response to a natural disaster and they have a fund for that, or fighting specific illnesses, or building specific buildings and needs there in terms of some of the compassion centers all over the world, medical attention, whatever they need at that moment, I partner with them and we give money towards that. But that way, over the years, I have a long term relationship with these two organizations, and I get blessed to see what happens and what they do with the money that we give, and see the results that they're having in the world, because they're really amazing people. And then we get the reciprocal relationship where they can count on me as being an ongoing donor. Even if the amounts change, I'm there long term. So I would recommend the same for you. Pick one or two charities that you really believe in, pick a percentage of your profit, and commit to giving that percentage away every single month. Good months, bad months. Okay, so if giving a percentage of your profits away is probably the most obvious form of generosity in your business, let's look at a couple others that aren't as obvious. Number two application is donate product or service. So hook customers up with products or services for free. These can be at your discretion. Sometimes somebody emails me and they're like, dude, I really want to buy your course. I just can't afford it, but I love what you're doing. And I'm going to save up my money. And I just feel a sense of like connection with this person. I feel like they're respectful of the price point that I charge. And I just am in a good mood that day. And I'll just email them back and say, hey, I've just given you access to the course. Check your inbox. My gift to you. Or you can just choose to once a month or once a week, just randomly give product away to people, or offer free services to veterans or anybody you want. Just give of your products that have value, or give of your services or your time that has value. It's not just the profit from your business that can be valuable and generous to somebody. Also, what I do is I contribute to giveaways. At some point when my first business got big enough, I have a lot of people reaching out to me saying, would I contribute to a prize or a contest that they're doing? And so they would say, would you give one of your courses, or lifetime access to one of your membership sites away as one of the prizes in our competition? And I always say yes. The reason why is my products are digital and they cost me nothing. So in a way, it's not really much sacrifice to me. B, it's good PR and advertising, but C, it's just fun to be able to contribute something to a big competition or a contest. I love winning free stuff. Other people love winning free stuff, but someone has to donate that stuff for it to be free. So you might as well contribute to giveaways. And then the third way you can do this by donating product or service is like over deliver, right? If you do online courses or membership sites like I do, then over deliver by having sort of secret hidden mini courses that you've made that you don't sell, that you don't offer or talk about, that you just hook your customers up with. Sometimes I'll just hit up my customers and say, hey, I shot a whole new video on X, Y, and Z, and I'm just putting in your account just because. Enjoy it. Or I'll shoot videos for my email list and teach a specific topic, and I don't post it on YouTube. I don't post it on my blog. I just send it to them and I teach them something, or I give them a technique or a tip or a trick or an insight just for them. I'm hooking them up with my ideas or with a product or a service absolutely free. You're donating your time and you're donating your value as well as your money. And the third and final way to apply generosity to your business, and I'm going to break this down, is to go above and beyond. Okay. By definition, the average business is going to be average, and they're going to do average things, which means they're going to do the bare minimum, and that's it. They want to just build something, collect a paycheck, walk away. If you want to be a magnetic brand, if you want to be a brand that just draws people in and they don't know why they like you, you need to go above and beyond average. What do I mean? Well, I want you to be generous with your time. Take your time with customers or people who email you, or sometimes people on social who leave a comment. Take time out of your day. Doesn't have to be all the time or with everybody, but take time regularly to be generous, to help somebody out for free, let's say. I'll get emails sometimes and I'll get a lot of questions and I can't answer all of them anymore, but sometimes I'll just dive in with somebody. They're not even a customer. They have a good question. I just go back and forth and answer their questions, or hook them up with all my knowledge on a subject that maybe they would have paid for to hire me for a consulting fee, but I just help them out. I'm just generous with my time. Be generous with your time with clients, customers, or even your fans. Go above and beyond also with your effort. When you're making an online course or you're making a membership site or you're doing a service for somebody, do what you promise, but do more than you promise. And I've hinted at this already, but do more than they expect. Do more than they paid for. Do more than they even need to feel like it was worth it because people notice that. It may not make you any more money tangibly, but it does in the long run because it makes people say, this guy or this girl is legit. This brand is a brand I want to do business with. This is a brand I'm going to talk about on social media. This is a brand that I'm not even thinking about on the front of my mind, but deep down inside, I've had such a positive experience with that when he or she has anything else to sell or offers anything new, I'm probably going to have a favorable response to it even before I read the sales copy or watch the sales video. This kind of stuff pays off long term when you have amazing over delivers in your products or services when it's way more valuable than they paid for. So don't think about giving them what they paid for. Always think about giving them more than they paid for, and you'll never ever lose. And final way to apply this going above and beyond in generosity is go above and beyond and be generous with your competition. This is an interesting one. A lot of times we're looking left and right and we're paying attention to what our competitors are doing. What are they selling? What are they offering? How much are they charging? What are they doing on social media? What are their stats on social media? And we just view them as the word competition, like we're competing for the same customers. I don't believe in the word competition. In fact, I don't view people doing what I'm doing in the same space as competitors. I view them as collaborators. It's a scarcity mindset to view that there's a certain number of customers out there and we're all fighting for those customers and AKA fighting for their dollars. And so if my competitor's doing well, then I'm missing out. Or if I do well, he or she's missing out. That's a fixed pie scarcity mindset when it comes to business. And I don't think that's the way the world really operates. I believe in an abundance mentality when it comes to business. I believe that there's an infinite number of potential customers or infinite number of dollars because customers don't just buy one type of thing. For example, if you're into business, I'm sure you have a book on business that you bought from a bookstore or downloaded on Audible. If you've read one book on business, maybe one that I've even recommended here on this channel, is that the only one you'll ever read on business? Do you only read one author on business? Probably not. You probably, if you get into it, look at other authors and other books on business, and you probably have multiple ones on your shelf. I've got hundreds of business books on my shelf from tons of different authors. Why? Because I love learning from everybody. So your customers aren't just going to buy from your competitor, they're also going to want to buy from you if you're good. So change your mindset first about where the customers come from. It's not a fixed pie, it's unlimited. But two, wouldn't you rather have your competitors as a friend than an enemy? This is something to think about. I would rather look at the people who are doing this similar stuff in my space and doing it well instead of being threatened by them. I'd like to reach out to them and compliment them on what they're doing well and just put it out there that I love what they're doing, offer to help them in any way I can, and say that I'd love to just collaborate or be there to help, start a mastermind with them, or just say, I'd love to be your friend. Now, this blows people away because this is not what anyone does. This will make them skeptical of you at first, and rightfully so, because we're in a cutthroat world, unfortunately, that's not minded. It's looking out for number one minded. It's scarcity driven and it's self oriented. So it's going to throw them off for a bit. But as soon as they see that you're genuine, you can build friendships. And I did this. I built friendships early on with the recording revolution with all of my competitors. And we actually started Facebook groups where we talk to each other and help each other. Or I've done podcasts with some of them. I've started businesses with some of them. We promote each other's products. We actually started to work together to make our community that we're serving and our sort of mutual audience that much more enriched because they're like, dude, these people are selling similar things, but they're actually helping each other. We made a more rich, I think, community in our space online, and it's only benefited all of our businesses. Plus, at the end of the day, even if you don't collaborate, if you befriend your competitor and you just reach out to them and you're generous with them and you just love on them, when you have a time of need, or if someone's attacking you or something happens to you, you're going to have goodwill built up with these people who are going to have your back. Who are going to say, you know what? you should buy from Graham because he's a legit dude and his business is legit. And I got nothing but good things to say about him. That goes a long way. It's hard to measure, it's hard to track. You can't split test it. I know, but guess what? It works. So go above and beyond with your competition and view them as collaborators and friends instead. There you have it, the 3 ways to apply generosity to your business and brand. This isn't an overnight thing. This isn't a get rich quick thing. It doesn't work that way. I think it's just a good way to live life in general, and it's a much more enjoyable way to run your business. Again, generosity is magnetic, and a generous person and a generous brand will draw people in. And that's what you need in this crowded, dense online landscape in the business world. I want to ask you a question. Leave a comment below and let me know which of these ways of being generous in your business is most interesting to you and you're going to actually take action on. I ultimately want you to do all 3 in your own ways, but what's the one you're for sure today going to start doing to be generous in your business? Leave a comment below. Let us know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and engage back and forth on that. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, liking the videos. It means a lot. I'll see you, my friend, on another video real soon.